One of the biggest reasons a lot of you guys panic when it comes down to dealing with females isn't because she's, the only one, she's special in your life. It's because you haven't done the groundwork of leveling up. You haven't put in the groundwork of getting into the gym, working on your physique. You still think it's just about, vanity metrics. But the reality is getting into the gym gives you confidence. It allows you to move with a certain level of self-love. So that way, if you are being mistreated as men, because that does happen, we don't talk about that a lot, but men do get mistreated by females. And the whole thing is, instead of us sitting here and self-absorbing these hits, the guys that are sitting here coping, being nice guys, those are the ones that are absorbing the most damage, because they haven't realized that it does, how you look does matter in the dating market. It does determine how a female treats you. It does determine how much grace that woman gives you. Because if you're out of shape, she's not going to be willing to put up with the bullshit that comes with everyday life when she knows that she has options as well. See, the whole notion of having options, females understand this very well. They're not necessarily, some females exercise it, but a lot of females know, like, hey, if you're not showing up, if you're not doing what you need to do in this relationship, I'm cool. I'll take my time and then I'll find somebody else. But not a lot of guys adopt this mindset because of the fact that they feel like it's wrong to do. And it's not about trying to exercise having options. It's about getting to a point where you have enough leverage as a man to, have that opportunity to say, you know what, I'm not going to be dealing with the bullshit. I'm going to walk away when shit ain't right. You know what I mean? See, a man that's in shape and that's dialed in, that guy lives in abundance. He's not sitting here begging, negotiating, pleading, crashing out or chasing, fellas, because he knows he looks good. And when he knows he looks good, you feel good, right? You start moving with options. Women, they feel this type of energy. And that's why I think it's important for me to break down in this episode, how to stop panicking over females and why you keep, staying in that one-itis mentality, and how to break from that through getting into the gym, leveling up your physique, so that way you can have that type of leverage that you've been missing. Because the dating market, whether you're in it or whether you're just stepping into it, is brutal. And if you're average, it's definitely brutal. And so I want to be able to share how to overcome those things, but it's going to start with you. This is not, quick tricks or tactics or anything. You got to realize, as a man, when you put yourself first to truly grow, to truly build up yourself, everything in life begins. It's like this reverse magnetic attraction. And that's what I want you guys to have. But the harsh truth is that most men this day and age can't walk away. I've seen it time and time again. This is the main reason why a lot of men get stuck with one woman. It's not because she's the one, fellas. It's not because this woman is rare, but because your life isn't built big enough to lose her. I want you to think about that. See, what I've realized through experience is that most men aren't getting attention, from women on a regular basis. They aren't confident in their body. I wasn't confident in my body when I started getting back into the dating market. I didn't have this. I wasn't proud of the daily habits that I have. And that's why I say, getting into the gym, it establishes a routine. It establishes those daily habits. So that way you can be proud of yourself. You want to feel good about, what you are building. A lot of men hop into a female's routine, but it should be the other way around. She should want to come into your world and feel safe in it, and also want to elevate her life because she sees you doing it already on a regular basis, right? But see, this is the thing. Most men, they aren't in a growth season. A lot of men are in a comfort, let me be comfortable, excuse me. They don't feel competitive in the dating market. A lot of men are choosing to just tap out because they just realize, I don't want to go through the work of photos, getting in shape, getting my money right, and all this. I always say, you could say one day or day one. The choice is yours. If you want to see results, you got to say day one. If you don't, then keep coping and saying one day. But the men over here that get it, they are saying day one. They're putting in the work. It's not pretty. They're, some days they're able to give 100%. Other days they may give, 60%. There are some days that they can give 110%, and other days they give 25%. But the thing is, they're showing up consistently in the gym, which is allowing them to show up consistently for, building up their finances. It's allowing them to show up consistently for helping them to regulate their emotions as a man, because a lot of us guys, we end up crashing out over the first pullback. And that's why I'm addressing this in this episode. We need a lot of men that are confident, calm, based on building up their physique. That is the foundation, right? So that way, if a woman likes you, you're not, oh, let me latch on to her because that could be the only one that ever comes my way. No, you're good. You can be more of yourself. What I've realized is that the guys that are sitting here trying too hard, they can't truly be themselves because they're afraid that the woman is not going to like them. And so they put on a mask, a facade. But the guy that has gotten into the gym, that's lean, that's disciplined, and improving his looks on a monthly basis, because that's what theoretically, that's what should be happening. If you're taking photos and you're comparing it month after month, you should be seeing a change. Like I said, I've went from being overweight, bloated, to being in shape, getting down to 15% body fat. And the difference is night and day. But it all started with me saying one day. No, it all started with me saying day one instead of one day, fellas. See, that type of man, the man that actually puts in the work month after month, he never panics because his body, his energy, and his lifestyle guarantees new opportunities. And I want new opportunities to happen for you, fellas. But if you're too busy focused on those opportunities and not focus on the right things, such as today, getting into the gym, especially during this time, the season where things are cold for a lot of people, this is the real test. This is what makes or breaks whether you excel over the average guy. A lot of guys are not going to be putting in the work. A lot of guys are not going to go into the gym. They're going to want comfort. They're going to want warmth. If you're in a relationship, I just want to be up under my girl in bed watching Netflix instead of eating right, instead of, saying no to that pizza. It all starts with you, though. How bad do you want it? And that's just it. I think a lot of you guys, you don't want it bad enough. You don't want the end result bad enough as much as you want to lay in bed a little bit longer. You don't want the end result bad enough as much as you want to, watch series after series after series. And that's just it. How bad do you want it? Because the real problem isn't females. It's you. It's you that's the problem. You don't need another strategy to try to get back at a woman that walked out in your life. You need standards for yourself. Standards that cut off the neediness at the root level. Because a lot of you fellas are super damn needy, whether you want to admit it or not. I'm calling that out because I've seen it. How long will it take for me to get in shape? What's the quickest way to do this? Everything is not a quick fix solution. That's why I'm here taking my time to just share my experience, fellas. You know how to work out. You know how to look up, certain routines. That's not the problem. It's the mindset. This is the long game. There's no short game. I didn't get the physique overnight, and my physique is constantly still improving. But you got to understand, we're playing for the long game. And if you're not about that, then I'm sorry, go find somebody else with the fast for 24 hours and see your shredded abs. I can tell you that, but it's not sustainable. I want you to live comfortable. I want you to feel good in your skin. And I also want you to be able to have a social life, because also too, some of you guys be looking for these, cheat hacks, but then you end up getting into a relationship and you realize it's not sustainable. No woman is going to want to fast for 24 hours with your ass. Every once in a while, she's going to want some wine. No, like you got to also be normal too. This is a lifestyle, not a destination. We're all about becoming him every single day, making the right choices. Day one instead of one day. Right? See, here's the mature truth, fellas, from experience. I want you to remember this. Over the course of time, what I've realized is that it's natural for women to pull away. Whether you are super attractive or butt ass ugly. It's natural for women. And when I say butt ass ugly, everybody can improve their looks. But if you're not putting in the work, you're in that category. All right. I used to be in that category, so I can comment. I can call it out. No fucks given. But the reality is, the mature truth is, women pull away. Women are going to get distracted, right? Women are moving now based on how they feel. You can be put together, have your shit together, and if you can't spark some emotional connection, it doesn't matter if you can provide. It doesn't matter if you got a good credit score. It doesn't matter, about you being the perfect guy on paper to settle down with. Women want that emotional chemistry. And that's why it's so important to take the advice of being mysterious, working on yourself, having a true purpose, not fucking playing Call of Duty, talking about, I was busy. Nigga, you wasn't busy. You was over there making up an excuse. You gotta be real about this. You gotta figure out ways to actually do things that in return pour it back into your life. That's why the gym is the first place to start at. If you don't have any other option, the gym is the first place to start at. We're not talking about becoming a meathead, being in the gym 24/7. But hey, if you don't got a girl and you don't got a family, fill up your time in the gym until you can figure out the next best move. Because again, like I said, women, it's natural for them to pull away, right? It's natural for them to get distracted. It's natural for them to lose interest and test your frame. It's all a part of the game. I've been here on this earth a little bit longer than most of you guys. It's all a part of the game. I'm not going to tell you anything wrong. I feel like, in terms of attraction, I have that attraction. And I still will have my fair share of tests and pullbacks and this, that, and the other. It's all a part of the game. The only difference is I give no fucks. I got my business. I got my family, right? I got my assets, the things that I'm building. I got you guys that I'm helping, seeing you guys grow on a regular basis, communicating with you guys on my IG. I am living in abundance with you, man, every single day. And that's why this community is here, because I want you guys to also feel like you're a part of something bigger. If you're by yourself, you're not alone. This is your community, right? Eventually I'll have it where, we can have a Discord or a group chat where, if you're going through a breakup or you're going through something tough, you can just hash that shit out, and you'll have a community of men, of brotherhood right there at your fingertips. That's the beautiful thing about being online. This is not, this is the replacement, because we're all busy. We all have families and trying to recover from this, that, and the other. But that's where my vision was at, to set out and be that one guy to change that and bridge that gap, because I know I wanted it for myself. Right. But I want you to take a deep breath, right? And realize female nature of them doing this stuff, pullbacks, getting distracted, losing interest, testing, it's all a part of the game, fellas. No matter whether you're average or you're a freaking model, it's all a part of the game. But the men, I will say this, the men that are in shape, that are structured, that have mission-driven purpose, the only difference is we handle it differently. And that's the side that I want you to see. That's the side that I want you to get on. Because when there's a pullback, I'm not sitting here texting, hey, did you get my last? No. There was a pullback. If she wants to communicate, she sees that I'm real, right? I'm not trying to be some macho type of guy. I'm showing interest, right? But if she's not giving that feedback or reciprocating, I don't sit here and double text. I don't sit here and go out of my way to call back. I don't spin circles trying to decode female behavior. It's straightforward, black and white. I'm not a psychic. I'm not going, she didn't text back, or she didn't call me back, or this. I wasn't put on this earth, fellas. Neither were you, to sit here and mind read. That is a waste of time. There is money to be made, moves to make, and places to explore. And if you're wasting your time trying to decipher how a female is pulling back on you at whatever age you're at, you're wasting your time. Wake up. Start loving you. Let her fall off. Right? Don't lose momentum over that. If she goes, your mindset, if that woman goes, your mindset should be, oh, well, right? It hurts me, but I can't keep you. You got to do what you got to do. That's real talk. You don't have to sit here and spaz out. And then the next move is you spend that time in the gym. And if you need to break down, hey, there's nothing wrong with a man breaking down in private or with other brothers or with your family, right? But you hold your shit together. Only use words if that woman decides to go. Express how you feel. Hey, I'm going to be hurt. There's nothing wrong with saying that, because you're a human being. And then let her go. Right? Because your mindset should be, now that you're in the gym, now that you're leveling up, is I'll meet someone better once I get even more dialed in, once I dial in more with becoming him. See, a man who trains his body, he also trains his mind to detach. And a lot of you fellas, you can't detach from shit. You can't detach from the damn donuts. You can't detach from the Netflix series. You can't even detach from your damn bed. And this is what I want you to conquer, is detachment. Detachment. See, if you go off of, what females look at from an emotional standpoint of detachment, then yeah, it's going to seem like it's toxic. Detachment for a man is the best thing because it allows you to self-regulate your emotions. I'm not telling you to be emotionless. I think I butchered that, but I'm not telling you to not have emotion, fellas, or you can't communicate how you feel about something in a mature, masculine manner. It's all about communication. But what I am saying is it's about how you dial that in, right? And the only way you can dial that in is to not be so detached in that relationship. Because a lot of you guys will give up your purpose. See, when a man gets detached, you give up your purpose. If a female gets detached, she's not giving up anything. She has the support group if shit goes wrong. She still has her job and the support and anything that she wants. Men on speed dial. You get detached, you don't have women on speed dial. I don't care what you look like, how chiseled your body is. Even guys that look attractive, right? It may not take as long, but what I'm saying is you just can't just step out and have somebody wanting to buy you coffee. It doesn't work that way. And see, that's why it's important to build up your body and also build up the sense of detachment, so that way you can regulate your emotions and go in that relationship in a healthy manner. Discipline replaces desperation, fellas. And your physique gives you abundance. Let me keep it real. Most men who stay stuck, what I'm realizing is, when they stay stuck on one woman, they do so because deep down, they don't feel, attractive. They don't feel physically competitive. And I'm going off of how I felt when I was overweight. I didn't feel desirable. I didn't feel attractive enough to get another woman fast, right? I was too embarrassed on how I looked, which didn't give me confidence to approach women. And ultimately, fellas, I hated my own reflection, but I pretended not to, right? I was pretending like, I'm okay. Somebody's going to love me for me. The story that all of our moms tell us, right? All of our moms tell us what we want to hear, but wouldn't date that man, that type of man. Find a woman that loves you for you. But meanwhile, she's not finding a woman or a man that she loves for exactly who he is. He got to be able to fly across the world, provide, protect, and do so much more. And that's the reality. When you get in shape, all of that disappears. All of those things that I talked about that I had, all of that shit disappears. Here's what happens when you start to improve your physique, fellas. Number one, women treat you different immediately. This is one thing that I have experienced on a regular basis, in person or whether it's online. You either get more eye contact or curiosity or just more respect and invitation to, just have a conversation. You get more second chances. You get that feminine essence. Women will never admit this out loud, but they know when a man knows that he looks good. And this is why you shouldn't be cocky with it. All right. It's definitely when you build up your attraction, you build up your physique, but you don't move in a way where it's like, yeah, I look good. Women automatically gravitate towards that because it makes them feel emotionally safe, right? It makes them feel like, because every woman wants that attractive guy, but they don't want it. It's kind of like they want him to look good, but not know that he looks good. All right. The second thing that you need to understand when, you start to improve your physique, fellas, is you stop overvaluing the wrong woman. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. When I got out of my divorce, after, it took me some time or whatever, like, guys, anybody that showed me any type of interest, I was trying so hard to make them the one. Not anymore. Lucky for me, and I'm just super thankful that I've discovered my purpose. If you guys don't know what your purpose is, like I said, book a call with me, because a lot of things have been booking up. Find a spot and we can blueprint this stuff out. The first way for you to even make a difference or make a change in your life, you got to take the step. And sometimes you got to pay to play. I've done that before plenty of times in my life. And if you're still stuck, that may be the next best thing for you to do. But like I said, you need to stop overvaluing the wrong woman. When you're out of shape, you will cling to anything and everything. But when you are in shape, you choose, fellas. The third thing that I realized was, once I started to improve my physique, the fear of losing a woman, that shit dies. Losing, going through breakups is a part of life. And if you're young, I want you to hear me. I think any man that's older over here can all agree with me. If you're young, breakup is like a ritual. It almost prunes out that childlike mentality and puts puts you into a different realm with other men that have experienced loss before. And what happens is it fine tunes you to be a better man and to know what you're going to deal with and what you're not going to deal with. And it also is the catalyst for a lot of guys getting into the gym. Like I said, I mentioned that in my other recent episode, which will be tagged towards the end, but more so breakups being the catalyst more so than losing a job or losing anything else. Breakups typically hit harder because, you feel like you lost something. And for a man we all have that ego, we felt like that was ours. And what makes it bad is it's not loss of that person being gone forever, like they're unalive. They're still living and you lost it. So that's a big difference. And that fear of loss when you're in shape, the reason why it dies is because now you know that if the next woman, if she leaves, the improvement that you have been making day after day after day to become him will allow you to replace her. Women view the same way. They're never going to sit there and admit it to your face, but they trust themselves the same way that you need to trust yourself. That's the masculine freedom, fellas. That's what you need to focus on when you're setting out into the gym. It's, again, like I said, it's not just the physique itself, but it's what does it, instill upon you? What does it, what type of leverage does it give you? See, I want you guys to stop over investing in women who haven't proven themselves. It took me a while to realize this. It took me a hot minute, as a matter of fact, to realize this. Most men will pour energy into women they barely know, texting nonstop, overthinking mixed signals, trying to be fucking mind readers. Let me fix it. I'll be there. I'll show up. Brother, I need you to slow down. You don't need to fix anything. You don't need to know her motives, right? I'm going to be real with you. Again, if you're young, you need to take down some notes. Classes in session, right? She might just want your validation. She may just be bored. Be entertaining multiple guys on the side. She may not be ready for anything serious, right? Trauma driven. You gotta slow down. Put your vision shades on, right? So you can see truly the field. You're trying to build a future with someone who hasn't even earned effort. Getting in shape fixes this, fellas, because now you live by, if she likes me, she'll show it clearly. And if she doesn't, next. No emotion, no panicking, no chasing, just standards, fellas. That's what we're about here. This is not cutthroat. It may come across as cold, but the reality is it's not cold. It's not cold at all. And I want you to understand that when you move with this mindset of stop over investing in women that haven't earned the effort, because when a woman likes you, look, if you don't learn anything else, when a woman likes you, she likes you. She's going to make it known. You don't have to put in effort like that. I mean, you put in, in order to tango, it takes two. I'll just put it that way. But you don't got to do too much during the tango. You don't got to be doing new moves. So just keep that in mind. When a woman likes you, she's going to also be feminine and do the tango with you. She's not going to make it difficult for you to turn her around. Imagine that. So fellas, how do you move and start practicing detachment like a grown man? Nothing toxic or anything, because I told you detachment allows you to show up in your true masculine form. Well, respectfully, I want you to understand you don't get better by letting women go by thinking about them 24/7. You can't get better as a man by thinking about how can I get more women? How can I get, no, you need to be thinking about how can I get into the best shape possible? How can I level up my money? How can I learn how to self-regulate my emotions? The things that make you a complete man. And then when you build that up, you protect that shit. You don't give it freely to any woman that shows you interest. You're playing now on a different playing field. See, you get better by building a life where losing a woman doesn't shake your ass. And here's the formula. Lucky for you. As always, get your ass in the gym. Get in shape. This is non-negotiable because physical improvement is the fastest way to strengthen emotional discipline. Number 2, the law of abundance, fellas. I want you to create that abundance by working out, being social, improve your style. I want you to actually have a social media feed and post clean content. Again, I built my IG as a blueprint for you guys to look and see what does it look to curate, this masculine GQ look, right? And the same thing can go for you. Sometimes you can do a hell of a lot with just a few pictures on your profile. If you got old memes, old pictures and shit like that, archive that. You only need a few pictures. Update it periodically. You don't need something going down, 5 years back. Archive that. Have a good solid nine pictures line up and just roll with that. Leave some mystery. Right? Also, continue to improve your look and you are a brand. Continue to build your brand. Your brand is within your city, in your friend group. How do you want them to view you? Do you dress appropriately? Do you have charisma? Do they look at you as somebody that, when I roll with him, if we get down into a tussle or whatever, we got some dudes on our team, right? Or will you be a pushover? Your options grow as your appearance improves in society. The third thing is, to practice detachment. I need you guys to stop being on your phones communicating. I know a lot of females do this, but you shouldn't. If she wants to meet you, if she wants to meet you, she'll meet you. You don't have to be on your phone 24/7. If she won't meet you, she's not interested. Point blank. You don't need to mind read that shit. You don't need telepathy for that. If she stalls, then she's not ready. Because when she's ready, she will make it easy. Number 4, walk away instantly at the first pullback, fellas. The first pullback. She's not texting, right? You don't need to sit here and say what happened. She's telling you you're not a priority. Detach. Redirect that energy into your physique and your mission, because that's what's going to get you results. Your physique and mission is not going to sit there and be like, leave you on red. Your physique and mission is going to reciprocate what you put into it. And for men that are trying to build up their confidence, you need something like that in your life. Number 5, let time expose a female's intentions for you. Time reveals everything. Your job is not to sit here and try to lock down the first thing that shows you interest. Oh man, I got to hurry up. No, easy, chill. Your job is to keep improving while time reveals whether it was meant to be locked down. All right. You don't have to be over the top. You don't have to sit here and try to wonder, is she? You don't have to do any of that stuff. Focus on your physique, your mission. You're good. Like I said, if you guys don't get anything else, getting in shape doesn't just make you look good, but it gives you that abundance, the ability to detach, that confidence, that pride, leverage, fellas, emotional discipline. So that way you're not crashing out. Patience with yourself and patience with females, because God knows you're going to need that. I was in a 10-year marriage. Man, you need some patience. There's beauty in a relationship, But fellas, it's not for the faint of hearts. And I know some of you guys that have been in a marriage or been in relationships can agree with me in the comments. Most importantly, fellas, self-worth. Females do a great job of, talking about self-worth, but we don't do a good job as men, right? And I want to make that known that we need to also have a higher quality of self-worth about ourselves. There's nothing wrong with that. It ain't feminine. We trying to get shit right too. We trying to become him. And when you're in shape, losing one woman is not a damn crisis. We don't need to get up on the hotline calling FEMA talking about, oh man, I just lost the one woman of my dreams. Fuck that. Hang that shit up and let's get to work. This is about a reset. And when that woman or any woman sees you level up after she pulled back or pulled away from you, trust me from experience, they always spin back. But when you're not doing anything, you've already sealed your fate. If you understand what I'm talking about, drop level up first in the chat. And as always, guys, we put in work, so let's get to work.